Hey everyone, and welcome back to Rank and File Sports with Jonah and Connor. Today we're going to be continuing our schedule previews with the Penn State Nittany Lions. We'll be releasing these videos in the order of our way too early top 25, and then we'll go ahead and continue on into the rest of the Power 5 once we're done with that. So please make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on your favorite team's video, as well as our official team-by-team predictions over the summer. So taking a look at Penn State's schedule, they have 7 games at home, 5 on the road. And just based on really only having 2 big games on here, in my opinion, with Oregon coming to Happy Valley and the Nittany Lions traveling to Ohio State, this one sets up for a schedule difficulty of just under average at about 4.5 out of 10.
As you can see, Penn State starts with a really easy non-conference schedule. Nevada, FIU, and Villanova, three schools that are not well known for their football programs. Not much needs to be said. Talent gap is way too big. Penn State is going to be a team that's competing for a national championship this season. 100% across the board for Penn State in those 3 games going into their first bye week.
Yeah, without a doubt, Penn State will be 3-0 heading into the Oregon game, but that might actually hurt them in this one, not having a single good team that they've played up against until that Oregon game. We still like them as slight favorites at about 60%. The addition of Jim Knowles as the defensive coordinator is going to be huge for Penn State, and I expect he'll have a pretty good game plan for Oregon. And we think Penn State will pick up a signature win here early on in the season. After that, it lightens up a little bit. You go to UCLA. Obviously, it's a far distance to travel, but the Bruins are struggling in football right now. So we have Penn State at about an 85% chance to win that one. And then at home against Northwestern, another team that's really down in the dumps in the Big Ten. So about a 95% chance for Penn State to win that. Next up is at Iowa. This one's going to be about 80%. They're always going to have a good defense. Really, this one's just going to be about the Penn State offense. If they can put up enough points, they'll be able to take care of business. So about an 80% chance for Penn State to win that one. So honestly, aside from the Oregon game, looking pretty good to head into that second bye week, at least 6-1, maybe 7-0.
And coming out of that bye week, they will be going to Columbus to face the reigning national champions in the Ohio State Buckeyes. 35% might seem a little bit low, considering how good we do think Penn State will be. But Ohio State has had Penn State's number over the past couple seasons. I do think that Jim Knowles will put up a very good fight from the defensive end. But I do think at the end of the day that Ohio State's offense, at least their potential, can eclipse whatever Jim Knowles might throw at them. So with it being a road game for Penn State, along with how explosive Ohio State's offense can be, we do like the Buckeyes in this situation, but we could easily see this being another signature win for Penn State. After that, they will go back home to Happy Valley to face Indiana. Indiana losing a lot of the guys that got them to such a successful point last season, including Curtis Rourke, their starting quarterback. But I do think Kurt Cignetti can build a very good team. I do think that the culture shift in Indiana for their football program is huge going forward. But I do think at the end of the day, Penn State will be the better team. So we have them at about a 75% chance in this game. At Michigan State, Michigan State's a young team. They will be developing, but they're still kind of in a rebuilding year. So 85% chance for Penn State to walk away with the win out of East Lansing. Then back home against Nebraska, Dylan Raiola is looking like he can be a very good quarterback going forward, maybe one of the better quarterbacks in the Big Ten. But once again, Penn State, their defense is going to be what carries them through the majority of their season. So we do have Penn State around an 80% chance to win that game. And then finishing the season at Rutgers. Rutgers has been slowly moving forward, progressing forward as a more competitive team. But once again, I'm beating a broken drum here. Penn State is going to be the better team on paper and will end their season with a win against Rutgers.
Yeah, I mean I think we already kind of hit on this point, so I'll just be pretty brief. Oregon and Ohio State, those are the two big games. And I feel like Penn State is going to go 1-1 on those. They'll split those two games. Could be either one. Uh, it's way too early to call that right now as far as which game they will win. But I do like the Nittany Lions to go 11-1. What do you think, Connor?
I'm in agreement. I think 11-1 is the right pick, at least this early. The big question mark between whether going 11-1 or maybe even going undefeated will be, in my opinion, how good Ohio State can be this year with Julian Sayin at quarterback. We obviously know Jeremiah Smith is a generational player, probably the best wide receiver in college football right now. But if Julian Sayin doesn't pan out, we could be looking at an undefeated Penn State team, or we could be looking at a Penn State team that's one loss is to Oregon. But I do think that one loss is the right pick right now.
Yeah, it's looking really good for Penn State to maybe make a repeat trip to the Big Ten championship. They were there last season, going 13-3 overall as they made the college football playoff semifinals, only to lose on a last-second field goal to Notre Dame, who went on to lose in the national championship. Now, based on all of those percentages, we have a projected win total of 9.8 and 2.2. So just under 10 wins, really favoring about 10-2 for Penn State, which is definitely possible if they drop the Oregon and Ohio State games. But like we said, we're going to go with 11-1 as our final record prediction for the Penn State Nittany Lions. The Vegas over-under set at 10.5. So they actually really like the under at minus 170. I feel good about this over pick right now at 11-1. We'll have to see once we get a little bit later into the summer, obviously after the spring games and stuff. There's a lot of stuff that can still change, but for right now, we have Penn State going 11-1 in the 2025 season. So, thank you guys for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in our next video tomorrow.